Thought I'd just bring the boat out on the water, kind of demonstrate some of the features and some of the equipment that I have in here. Really top notch. If you're looking for a salmon boat where you're not going to have to go out and buy a bunch of things, I pretty much have it all into this boat. Starting off with the Garmin 4212. This here is state of the art. It's got XM radio built into it where you can take and feed weather radar right into it so you can see what's going on while you're on the water. It will also notify you of warnings. Nicest thing that I think in the boat is the autopilot, and I've got the Simrad AP16 that's directly linked to the GPS. And what this means right now, if you can see on the screen, it says HI-A, that's high activation, so it's adjusting at a high rate because we're at a slow speed. As I take the boat up on speed, it automatically gets the GPS speed from the GPS, where it will adjust that once I hit 5 knots into a low reaction time instead of a high reaction time. So nice. They're also linked as far as navigation, so if I dial in the lighthouse or I dial in a fishing spot, it's automatically going to take me to that spot because they're constantly communicating between each other. So just give you an idea of how this works. I've got 10 degrees port and 10 degrees starboard and 1 degree port and 1 degree starboard. So I'm going to tell it that I want to go 10 degrees to the port side. I'll come down here and hit 10 degrees. You'll notice that the steering wheel will move like so, and then it'll continue to keep us in that direction until it hits those 10 degrees, and then it'll straighten out and hold the boat on course. So, and autopilot really makes a big difference on, because you can fish and not have to worry about what's going on. So if I tell it 10 degrees, I'll go 20 degrees to the starboard. You can see it's turning the steering wheel there, and it'll start to come back as it meets that. So as I pan to the left side on here, I've got a 50-watt Yaesu radio. It's a scanner. Also broadcast on just about any VHF frequencies available. The marine frequencies, this thing will boom 50 watts on. And I've got most of the marine channels, I think, programmed into that. Followed by an external speaker for the Yaesu radio. Just makes it so when you're underway you can hear what the guys are saying. Fishhawk 840, all I use this for is surface temp. I have a temperature in the back of the boat, which I'll pan to in just a minute and show you that. Then I've got a Pathfinder SL72 Plus radar, imperative for early morning trips when you're trying to see what's around you or when the fog rolls in. Really adds to the safety. This is also tied into the GPS system too, so if you've got a waypoint online, you're not going to have to look anything other than the radar when it's foggy, because it'll show you a dotted line or a dotted plot where that waypoint is. Then I've got the Furuno 585 fishing graph. This is state-of-the-art fishing graph. I'm shooting 1,000 watts off the transducer of the back of the boat. This lights up what's underneath you. You know, it's like shining a big light down there. You can see what's going on. You can see thermal. You can see where bait is. You can also see the fish come up to the rigger. And a lot of times you know what pole is going to take off before it's actually hit because of how much detail you can see with this thing. So as I pan to the left, you notice that I've got them custom enclosure, so you're out of the wind, out of spray from, you know, big waves or rain or whatever weather you're in. I've then got rocket launchers going up at the top, and you can see that there, and spreader lights, so it lights the back of the boat. Got a wash down pump, which is really handy, so if you get slimy from fish, you can just simply spray this and it'll clear it off. As I pan to the back of the boat, I've got two Big John's heavy duty deck mount rod holders. These are great for dipsies. They're really designed for that. Followed by a Big John electric downrigger. This is just simply swings out by pulling this pin here, and then they'll swing out. Back of the boat, we've got a Walker electric downrigger, and then a wide open area, great for netting. I do have a remote control for the autopilot right here, so if I want to, I can adjust the course from here instead of having to run from the steering wheel. Comes in handy when you get big fish on and they're going across things. Then we kind of follow the same suit on the other side of the boat. We've got an electric walker there, and then I've got a depth radar probe, which is right here, and that's attached to the back downrigger, so you've got speed and current at the ball. Followed by another electric Big John and another two heavy duty deck mount Big John rod holders there. And then I'll kind of pan back of the boat, kind of show you again what that looks like. So This boat's really got everything you could ever want for salmon fishing. So if your idea is to get something and we're not going to have to add a whole lot to it, I am also selling 25 poles with the boat, 3 tackle box full of spoons. And so my guess is I've probably got at least easily 400 or 500 spoons that are going with this. Plus I've got a big box full of spin doctors and flies. So I hope you found this helpful, and feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you.